A spectacular opening to the world's greatest sporting competition. The 2010 FIFA World Cup, hosted by South Africa. The FIFA World Cup was a gathering of the football family in 10 spectacular stadia where the matches were played. 736 top international players, 87 international referees and assistants, 32 top coaches, 15,000 journalists, 10,000 photographers and 7,500 broadcasters. But the most important of all were the 3.18 million spectators from all over the world who attended the 64 matches and enjoyed the excitement of seeing the top players in action. The total television audience was 26 billion, with 700 million watching the final match, the highest number for a match throughout the tournament. The action in South Africa was superb. Football is the people's game. It's played not only in the impressive World Cup stadia, but also in city streets, on public parks, sandy beaches, and on any area of open space. It's estimated that throughout the world, almost 250 million people play football. FIFA, founded in 1904, has 208 members, more than the United Nations organization. Its mission, stated simply, in the words of its president, Josef S. Blatter, is to make the game better and take it to the world. For over 30 years, FIFA development courses have been held in every continent. Experienced FIFA instructors spread their knowledge to all levels of the game, developing the skills of players and coaches alike. Referee instructor training courses are held and led by experienced FIFA referee instructors. Topics include physical fitness, technical refereeing matters, and administration. The health of players is very important, and courses for sports medicine are held. Medical research also takes place under the FMARC project. And it's a source of pride to FIFA that none of the players who underwent doping tests during the 2010 FIFA World Cup tested positive. A major FIFA development program initiated by the FIFA president in 1999 has been the GOAL project, where individual federations receive assistance with certain developments. A top-quality artificial surface, financed by the GOAL project, has been laid on the National Stadium in Monrovia, the capital of Liberia. Other GOAL projects have seen the completion of new headquarters for the South African Football Association and for the Football Federation of Ukraine. By the end of 2010, over 390 GOAL projects had been approved or completed. The FIFA motto is, "For the game, for the world." And these developments indicate that it's not just words, but actions which are taking the game forward into FIFA's second century. The popular attraction of football, the beautiful game as the great Pelé called it, is that it's a simple game, governed by 17 laws which apply all over the world. Law 1 deals with the field of play. The maximum length of a football pitch is 120 metres, while the field must be not less than 90 metres. The maximum width is 90 metres, and the minimum is 45 metres. The field has a centre line and a centre circle. goalposts must be wide, with a length between the posts of 7.32 metres and a height of 2.44 metres from the bottom of the crossbar to the ground. The goal area, the penalty area, the penalty mark, and the penalty arc. The various distances inside the penalty area. Corner flag posts are compulsory, and if flag posts are positioned at the halfway line, they must be at least 1 metre outside the touchline. The corner flag posts must be not less than 1.5 metres high, with a non-pointed top. All lines must be of the same width, which must be not more than 12 centimetres. The corner arc has a radius of 1 metre. There may be an optional line marked off the field 9.15 metres from the arc. The goal line and the touch lines are part of the field of play. Lines are also part of the area they border. If an offence takes place on the penalty area line, this is regarded as taking place inside the penalty area. Every match must have a ball, and Law 2 deals with this. The ball must be spherical and be made of leather or other suitable material. It must have a circumference of not more than 70 centimetres and not less than 68 centimetres. Its weight must be not more than 450 grams and not less than 410 grams at the start of the match, and it must have a pressure of between 0.6 and 1.1 atmosphere. If the ball becomes defective when it's out of play, the referee has the authority to change it. If it becomes defective during play, the match is stopped and the ball is replaced and play is restarted with a drop ball. In many matches today, the multiple ball system is used. It can save some time, but only 1 ball at a time, please. In Law 3, information is given about the number of players on the field of play. A match is played between 2 teams of not more than 11 players. 1 must be a goalkeeper. There must be at least 7 players in each team before the match can start. Up to 3 substitutes may be used in any official competition, and it's for the competition rules to decide how many may be nominated from 3 up to a maximum of 12. In national A-team friendly matches, up to a maximum of 6 substitutes may be used. In all other matches, a greater number of substitutes may be used, provided that the teams concerned reach agreement on a maximum number and that the referee is informed before the match. If the referee is not informed, or if no agreement is reached before the match, no more than 6 substitutes are allowed. When a substitution is to be made, the referee has to be informed, sometimes by a signal from the assistant referee, sometimes by a signal from the 4th official, and often by a signal from both. The substitute only enters the field of play at the halfway line when play is stopped and when the player he is replacing has left the field of play. Substitute players are seated in the technical area, which extends up to 1 metre from the touchline. Only 1 person can give instructions at any one time. Tensions can run high in the technical area, but coaches are expected to behave in a responsible manner. The The last of the laws dealing with facts and figures is Law 4, Players' Equipment. The basic equipment is a shirt, shorts, socks and footwear. Shin guards must be worn. If thermal undergarments are worn, they must be of the same colour as the main colour of the shorts or the main colour of the shirt sleeve. Before the start of the match, both teams' equipment must be inspected. The law states that a player must not use equipment or wear anything which is dangerous to himself or another player, including jewellery. If the player is found wearing jewellery, he must be cautioned. Although not a compulsory piece of equipment, a face mask worn to protect against injury would be allowed, since it's not dangerous. The two teams must wear colours that distinguish them from each other, and also the referee and assistant referees. The goalkeepers have also to wear a different colour from the players and officials. But goalkeepers are always different. Law 5 lists the duties of the referee. The referee enforces the laws of the game, restarting the match after it's been stopped, and controls the match with the help of the assistant referees and the fourth official where one is appointed. He makes sure the ball meets the requirements of Law 2 and that the player's equipment is correct. The referee acts as a timekeeper and keeps a record of the match, providing the authorities with a match report. He can stop, suspend, or terminate the match for an infringement of the match or because of any outside interference. In this incident, there are two balls on the field of play. The referee therefore correctly stops play as the ball is interfering with play. The referee must be especially careful about injuries to players. If the player is only slightly injured, the match is allowed to continue until the ball goes out of play. If there's a serious injury, play is stopped and the injured player is removed from the field of play. The injured player may only return after the match is restarted. A player bleeding from a wound must leave the field of play and can only return when the bleeding has stopped. Referees must punish players who are guilty of cautionable or sending off offences, but they can allow advantage and, if they wish, take action against the offending player when the ball next goes out of play, as we see in this incident. An official in the technical area can be sanctioned for behaving in an irresponsible manner. and, if the offence is considered serious enough by the referee, can be expelled from the technical area. The referee is the leader of the team of match officials and acts on the advice of the assistant referee for incidents not seen by himself. The decision of the referee is final and can only be changed if the referee realises that he's made a mistake or accepts advice from the assistant, providing play has not restarted. In some matches, a fourth official is appointed and he or she will officiate if any of the match officials is unable to continue. The fourth official assists with the administration before, during and after the match, and is responsible for assisting with substitutions during the match. The fourth official also supervises the replacement footballs and ensures that the equipment of the substitutes is correct before they enter the field. Another duty of the fourth official is to indicate the additional time to be played in each half after receiving the information from the referee, and to inform the referee of cases of mistaken identity, when a player is not sent off after receiving 2 cautions, and when violent conduct takes place out of the view of the referee or his assistants. The referee administers the laws with the help of his 2 assistants and sometimes with additional help from the fourth official. It's not easy to be a referee. One of the main requirements is that he must be able to manage not only the players, but also the coaches and others in the technical area. Different approaches can be taken at different times. The quiet word or a friendly gesture can be effective. On other occasions, a strong line must be taken. A smile can often help diffuse difficult situations. The referee's duty is to apply the laws of the game. It seems simple, but it can be a pressure situation. Players, caught up in the emotion of the match, often react against decisions, and referees have to be courageous in applying the laws. Another referee, another match, and another pressure situation, as a last-minute penalty kick is correctly awarded. The body language of the referee is strong. He's clearly in charge. Clear signalling is a good example of using body language correctly, as are facial expressions. They show the players that the referee is confident and in complete control. Referees should try to read the flow of play and get into good position, so they must also be fit. During the match, the heart rate of referees can reach very high levels through pressure and exertion. Regular physical training is therefore essential. Before the match, a full warm-up should be done. all international referees must pass the FIFA fitness test. It consists of 2 tests. Test 1 measures the capacity to perform repeated fast runs over 40 metres. It begins with 6 times 40-metre sprints, followed by a maximum of 90 seconds recovery after each sprint. The officials should use a dynamic start with the front foot on a line that is 1.5 metres away from the electronic timing gates at the starting position. For international referees, the sprint should be completed in no more than 6.2 seconds, and international assistant referees 6.0 seconds for each of the 6 fast runs. Test 2 measures the capacity to perform repeated high-intensity runs over 150 metres. The test consists of intermittent activity runs of 150 metres running, followed by 50 metres walking, in accordance with the pace set by a single whistle. The referees will repeat the 150-metre running and 50-metre walking 20 times. Each and every match official must arrive before the whistle in the walking area that's marked by 4 cones. If a referee fails to put 1 foot in the walking area in time, the match official receives a warning. If a referee fails to put 1 foot in the walking area a second time, the observer signals and the referee must stop. Match officials must not leave the walking area until the next whistle. The assistant test leaders are positioned at the start positions with a flag in their hands. They give the officials a countdown from 10 seconds to inform the officials of the precise timing. However, the flag only goes down on the whistle. The referees must cover 150 metres in 30 seconds and the 50-metre walking in 35 seconds. And the international assistant referees 150 metres in 30 seconds and 50 metres walking in 40 seconds. Match officials run in small groups comprising a maximum of 6 referees. For reasons of uniformity, testing is done on an athletic track. There's no doubt that high levels of fitness are essential for all top referees. Law 6 explains the duties of the assistant referees. They do not make decisions, these are for the referee, but they have a very important role in assisting the referee to control the match. They indicate when the whole of the ball is passed out of the field of play and which side is entitled to a corner kick, goal kick or throw-in. They also inform the referee when a substitution is to take place, using the official signal for substitutions, and inform the referee when some offence has occurred out of the view of the referee, or when they're closer to the action than the referee. The most important and most difficult duty, however, is signalling when a player must be penalised for an offside offence. This requires skill and awareness. A reserve assistant referee may also be appointed under competition rules. His only duty shall be to replace an assistant referee who's unable to continue or to replace the 4th official as required. The match officials are the 3rd team on the field of play. They have a vital role to apply the laws of the game and to ensure fair play. Law 7. The duration of the match. A match usually lasts for 2 equal periods of 45 minutes, with an interval of no more than 15 minutes. During the match, the referee has the discretion to allow additional time for substitutions, to allow players to have an injury assessed, and to be removed from the field of play for treatment. The player can only return from a touchline after the match has restarted and after the referee has given him permission. Exceptions to this rule are to be made when a goalkeeper is injured. A goalkeeper and an outfield player have collided and need immediate attention. Players from the same team have collided and need immediate attention. A severe injury has occurred. The referee must then add additional time at the end of each half to account for the treatment. Time is also added for time wasting and any other reason. Additional time is also added to allow a penalty kick to be taken at the end of each half. It's normal for referees in matches where there's a fourth official to signal how much additional time will be played at the end of each half. In this case, the referee indicates that a minimum of 2 additional minutes will be played, and the fourth official indicates this on the electronic board. Law 8. The start and restart of play. Before the match, a coin is tossed to decide which team will take the kick-off and which team will have the choice of ends. The team which wins the toss chooses which end it will attack in the first half. Play is started by a kick-off at the start of each half, after a goal has been scored, and in each period of extra time. All players must be in their own half of the field of play, and after the referee has given a signal, the ball is in play when it's kicked and moves forward. Another way of restarting the match after a temporary stoppage is a dropped ball. This takes place where the ball was when play was stopped, except when this is inside the goal area. The restart with a dropped ball may be challenged by any of the players, including the goalkeeper. There's no minimum or maximum number of players required to contest the dropped ball. The referee cannot decide who may or may not contest a dropped ball, although it's common now in matches to see the ball played back by one team to its opponents. Law 9. The ball in and out of play. The ball is out of play when it has wholly crossed the goal line or touchline. In this example, it's clear that the signal given by the assistant referee is correct. The ball is also out of play when the referee has stopped the match. The ball is in play at all other times, including when it rebounds from the corner flag, goalpost or crossbar, or when it rebounds from the referee or assistant when they're on the field of play. Law 10, the method of scoring. The aim in a match is to score goals. A goal is scored when the whole ball crosses the goal line between the goalposts and the crossbar, and the attacking team has committed no offence. In this example, the goalkeeper loses control of the ball, and the whole ball crosses the goal line. When competition rules require there to be a winning team, after a match or home and away tie, only the following procedures apply: away goals rule, extra time, and kicks from the penalty mark. Everyone loves to see goals. The goals from the 2010 FIFA World Cup were spectacular. Law 11 is one of the shortest of the 17 laws, but it's also one of the most complicated and misunderstood. A player is in an offside position if he is nearer to his opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. But he is not in an offside position if he is in his own half of the field of play, is level with the second last defender, or is level with the last two opponents. There is no offence if a player receives the ball directly from a goal kick, throw-in, or corner kick. However, it's not an offence in itself to be in an offside position. In this example, the attacking player in blue scores, but when the ball is played to him, a teammate is clearly in an offside position and not interfering with play. This teammate is not penalised for being in an offside position, however, since he's not involved in active play. A player is only penalised for being in an offside position if, at the moment the ball touches or is played by a teammate, he is, in the opinion of the referee, involved in active play by interfering with play. Let's look in detail at some examples of applying Law 11. In this example, the player in front of the goal is in an offside position when the ball is played to him by a teammate and is interfering with play because he touched the ball. A very similar situation, but the player in an offside position does not play or touch the ball passed or touched by a teammate. Therefore, he is correctly penalised for interfering with an opponent. In this example, the player in an offside position may be penalised before playing or touching the ball if, in the opinion of the referee, no other teammate in an onside position has the opportunity to play the ball. This is an excellent example of a player correctly being penalised for interfering with an opponent. The ball is going towards the goal, but he's standing in an offside position. When the ball is struck, he's interfering with an opponent by standing in his line of vision and making a movement or gesture which distracts the opponent. In this example, the goal is disallowed as the player is gaining an advantage by being in an offside position. The player in maroon plays the ball that is rebounded from the goalkeeper whilst he was in an offside position. The decision on whether or not a player is offside is taken when the ball is played and not when he receives it. In this example, the law is correctly applied and a goal is disallowed. It's very difficult for assistants to assess offside when the ball is played over a long distance, because they must take into account the position of the kicker, as well as the position of the receiver. Another ball played over a long distance, and again a correct signal from the assistant. The assistant referees have a key role to play in applying offside correctly. They must concentrate, be well positioned, and must read the play. Law 11, offside, is indeed a very technical law, and one that is not always understood. The most important of all the 17 laws is Law 12, fouls and misconduct. A direct free kick is awarded against any player who commits any of the following 7 offences. Kicks or attempts to kick an opponent in a careless or reckless manner, or by using excessive force. Trips or attempts to trip an opponent in a careless or reckless manner. Jumps at an opponent in a careless or reckless manner, or by using excessive force. Charges an opponent in a careless or reckless manner, or by using excessive force. Strikes or attempts to strike an opponent in a careless manner, or by using excessive force. Pushes an opponent in a careless or reckless manner, or by using excessive force. tackles an opponent in a careless or reckless manner, or by using excessive force. A direct free kick is also awarded to the opposing team if a player commits any of the following three offences: holds an opponent, spits at an opponent, handles the ball deliberately. If any of these offences take place inside the player's own penalty area, a penalty kick is awarded. An indirect free kick is awarded against the goalkeeper if he commits any of the following offences inside his own penalty area: takes the ball in his hand for more than 6 seconds, touches the ball with his hands after it has been deliberately kicked to him by a teammate, touches the ball again with his hands after he has released it and it has not touched another player. If the ball is thrown to the goalkeeper, he cannot handle the ball. In this incident, there's no offence since the ball was headed to the goalkeeper. This is also permitted since the kick to the goalkeeper was not deliberate. A player is also penalised by an indirect free kick if, in the opinion of the referee, he's guilty of dangerous play, impedes the progress of an opponent, restricts the movement of the goalkeeper by unfairly impeding him, or commits any other offence not previously mentioned in Law 12 for which play is stopped to caution or dismiss a player. The red and yellow cards are used to signal that a player is being sanctioned, but it can only be shown to players, substitutes, or substituted players. In this example, the referee shows the red card to a substitute seated in the technical area. But when a coach is expelled from the technical area, he is not shown the red card. There are 7 cautionable and 7 sending off offences. The cautionable offences are unsporting behaviour, dissent by word or action, persistently infringing the laws, delaying the restart, failing to respect the required distance at the restart of play with a corner kick, free kick or throw-in, entering or re-entering the field of play without the permission of the referee, deliberately leaving the field of play without the referee's permission. The offence of unsporting behaviour covers a number of different offences, such as simulation, which is intended to deceive the referee, unfortunately all too common in the game today. Holding is another offence which is classified as unsporting behaviour, when a player holds an opponent to prevent him gaining possession of the ball or taking up an advantageous position. Other examples of unsporting behaviour are shown here, with these reckless challenges. A player is cautioned for covering his face with a mask or similar item to celebrate a goal. It is permissible for a player to demonstrate his joy at scoring a goal. However, the celebration must not be excessive. The player must be cautioned if he removes his shirt. Players are also cautioned for showing dissent either by word or by action. A player who persistently infringes the laws is also cautioned. A player who delays the start of play is cautioned. The player who ran forward from the defensive wall before the ball was kicked was correctly cautioned for failing to respect the required distance at a free kick. Cautions are also given to players who enter, re-enter or leave the field of play without permission. Here, the referee is correct not to caution the player. He re-enters the field of play with the referee's permission when the ball has moved away. There are also 7 sending off offences: serious foul play, violent conduct, spitting, denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity by handling the ball, denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity by an offence punishable by a free kick or a penalty kick, using offensive, insulting or abusive language or gestures, receiving a second caution. These are some examples of serious foul play. A player is guilty of serious foul play if he uses excessive force or brutality against an opponent when challenging for the ball when it's in play. This punch is violent conduct. The assistant referee is very well positioned to see this, another example of violent conduct. A player is guilty of violent conduct if he uses excessive force or brutality against an opponent when not challenging for the ball. The attacker moving towards the goal has an obvious goal-scoring opportunity when the defender fouls him. Correctly, he's sent off. Players who receive 2 cautions in the same match are sent off. Football is a physical contact sport, and there are many strong but legal challenges. Referees have a duty to apply Law 12 correctly, to allow the players to demonstrate their skills and to let fair play flourish for the good of the game. Law 13. Free kicks. Free kicks are either direct or indirect. A goal can be scored from a direct free kick, but not from an indirect free kick. If a free kick, either direct or indirect, is awarded to the defending team inside its own penalty area, all opponents must be outside the penalty area and at least 9.15 metres from the ball. The ball is in play when it's kicked beyond the penalty area. Normally, a free kick is taken from where the offence occurred, but if the free kick is awarded to the defending team inside the goal area, it can be taken from any point inside that area. A free kick outside the goal area is taken from where the infringement occurred. All opponents must be at least 9.15 metres from the ball, and the ball is in play when it's kicked and moves. When an indirect free kick is awarded to the attacking team inside the penalty area, all opponents must be at least 9.15 metres from the ball, unless any are on their own goal line. If an indirect free kick is awarded to the attacking team inside the goal area, the kick is taken from the point on the goal area line, 5 metres from the goal line, nearest to where the offence occurred. Referees indicate an indirect free kick by raising their arm. Direct free kicks around the penalty area can bring some spectacular goals. Law 14. Penalty kicks. When one of the 10 direct free kick offences is awarded inside the penalty area, a penalty kick is awarded. A goal may be scored directly from a penalty kick. The ball is placed on the penalty mark and the kicker must be properly identified. The defending goalkeeper must remain on his goal line, facing the kicker, between the goal posts until the ball is being kicked. All other players must be inside the field of play, outside the penalty area, behind the penalty mark, and at least 9.15 metres from the penalty mark. After the players have taken positions in accordance with this law, the referee signals for the penalty kick to be taken. The player taking the penalty must kick the ball forward. He must not play the ball again until it has touched another player. The ball is in play when it's kicked and moves forward. Additional time is allowed for a penalty kick to be taken at the end of each half or at the end of periods of extra time. Kicks from the penalty mark. Kicks from the penalty mark is one of the 3 methods approved for determining the winning team, where competition rules require there to be a winning team after the match has been drawn. A toss of a coin determines at which goal the kicks will be taken, and 5 players from each team are nominated to take the kicks alternately. All the players except the 2 goalkeepers and the kicker remain inside the centre circle. If, at the end of the match and before the kicks start, one team has a greater number of players than their opponents, they must reduce their numbers to equate with that of their opponents. The tension of the kicks from the penalty mark is immense. If the scores are tied after the first 10 kicks, kicks are taken alternately until there's a winner. There has to be a winner, and there has to be a loser. That's the excitement of kicks from the penalty mark. Law 15. Throw-in. A throw-in is a method of restarting play. When the ball passes over the touchline, a throw-in is awarded to the opponents of the player who last touched the ball. The thrower faces the field of play, with part of each foot either on the touchline or on the ground outside the touchline. He delivers the ball from behind his head using both hands. All opponents must stand no less than 2 meters from the point in which the throw-in is taken. A goal cannot be scored directly from a throw-in, and a player cannot be offside if he receives the ball from a throw-in. Law 16. Goal kick. A goal kick is a method of restarting play. A goal kick is awarded to the defending team when the ball passes over the goal line, but not into the goal, and was last touched by an attacking player. The goal kick can be taken from any point inside the goal area, and the ball is not in play until it is passed out of the penalty area. A goal can be scored directly from a goal kick, but only against the opposing team. A player cannot be offside if he receives the ball directly from a goal kick. Law 17. Corner kick. The last of the 17 laws is the corner kick. A corner kick is a method of restarting play. A corner kick is awarded when the ball crosses the goal line without a goal being scored, and when the last person to touch it was a player of the defending team. The ball is kicked from inside the corner arc nearest to where it went out of play, and the flag post must not be moved when the kick is being taken. All opponents must be at least 9.15 metres from the ball, and the ball is in play when it's kicked and moves. The kicker cannot play it again until another player has touched it. A goal can be scored directly from a corner kick.